Inspiration is really one of the most beautiful powers in the world. You see, hear, maybe smell something, and all of a sudden you just feel this pull. This feeling overwhelms you that you should go do something. You have an idea, an insight, something clicks, and there's this urge rising up through you where you just know that you have to take action. You gotta do something about this, and you gotta go forward now and act on this feeling. But instead, so many of us just kind of let it die out. We choke it out, really, because instead of acting, instead of moving, we just sit there with that inspiration and go, oh, I feel really good right now. I'm really inspired. I'm so inspired right now. But then we don't do anything. We don't act on it. We don't follow through. We don't make that idea or that feeling into a real thing. We don't take action, and so the inspiration fades away. And the next time we're inspired, maybe the whole process happens even quicker. We feel that feeling. There's a little buzz. And we go, oh, no, what's the point anyway? I'm not gonna take action. I'm not the kind of person that would do that. I'm not good enough for that. I don't have it in me. And of course, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and a downward spiral and a cycle, a pattern that you get yourself into that whenever you're inspired, you simply sit there. So the best way to be inspired and how to really be inspired is by taking real action on the inspiration. Being inspired in and of itself is beautiful, but it's not enough, because if you don't take action, if you don't do something about it, you'll just be inspired without any real action. And the inspiration will fade very, very quickly. So the key to actually making inspiration part of your life and being driven by it, using the force of it, because it's really a force of nature, it's really to follow through. If you have an idea, if you have a thought, if there's a spark, move forward with it, follow through, try something. And see, this is where it gets a little bit challenging, because maybe you try to make a video, or you try to take a picture, or you try to paint something, or maybe you pick up the guitar and you play it and you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. And I know what that feels like, because I tried playing the guitar years ago and I struggled and I put it down and then I picked it back up again, and by now I've learned how to play the guitar fairly well, so that's nice. But it's because after that first moment of, oh god, this kind of sucks, you know, you hear a song and you're like, oh, I really want to play it, and then you don't, or you try and it doesn't come out the way you wanted it to, maybe you paint something and it's not as pretty as you thought it would be, the key is to not give up there. That's where most people will fall off. And then inspiration, again, fades out, because you're not fueling it, and you're not showing yourself that, hey, it's okay if I don't get it right the very first time. It's okay to make a daily video for 6 months and they're all really, really bad and nobody wants to watch them. That was me, by the way. For the first 6 months of my YouTube career, that's what was happening. Hey, it's okay to, play the guitar, the piano, or the trumpet and kind of suck at first, That's good. You're supposed to be bad at it. So if you get inspired to do something new, to try something, to just express yourself, and then it doesn't come out the way that you maybe thought it should, accept that. Laugh at that, smile at that, and say, hey, this is the beginning of something beautiful, and maybe you'll never want to do it again. Maybe you'll just try it once, but that's still good because you acted on it. So you used the energy, you didn't choke it out and suffocate it, and be this kind of brain-dead person that never feels inspiration, never gets motivated, never has any drive or passion or any of that spark. You're just following the same routines and the same habit. Let that inspiration come through and try that. And even if you never do it again, that's okay. And I recently made a video about expectations. It goes hand in hand with that. Because when you're expecting it to look a certain way, when you want it to look a certain way and it doesn't, and you're disappointed and let down, that's where a lot of the damage happens. See, the thing is, if you would just act on your inspiration, not try to get a certain result or a certain outcome, it would be beautiful in and of itself, because it's one step in the process. Maybe this is the beginning of an amazing hobby, or maybe it's your future passion. Because people wonder, what's my passion? What's my passion? You've had a million moments of inspiration that you maybe didn't even act on. So all of those things were your passion. All those things could have been your passion. And there are so many more things to come that might be your passion. But if you don't follow through on that spark and you don't keep trying and testing and whatever you're pulled to do, you don't give it a shot, you just stay where you are, you say, I can't do that, I don't know how to do this, I've never done that before. Of course, you're gonna stay the same person that you are today for the rest of your life. How to be inspired? It's to follow it. The inspiration will come itself. The inspiration will always show up. You could look at a bird. You could look at the ocean and think, oh, you know what? I want to go swimming. But most people go, oh, it's too cold. Sure, it's cold. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Do you get that? It is. You're right. But instead of looking for reasons or excuses not to, why don't you look for a reason to do it? Why don't you look for some justification so that it's all right to take that action? It's okay to try. So what, you've never painted before? So what, you've never recorded a video? So what, you never made a movie? So what, you never played the guitar? Or any instrument for that matter? Oh, you've never sung before? That's okay. That's okay. We all start somewhere. And even if you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, that doesn't mean you should stop being inspired. You're a human being and you have infinite potential in you if you would only let it out. If you would only let yourself be carried and drawn by that inspiration and pulled and access that power, that infinite power that's in you. There's always more. There's always more. But you have to let it take over. You have to let it pull you. And don't let your ego get in the damn way. That's what happens to so many of us. It's, oh, well, my story about me is that I'm not a good painter, so why should I even try? I was never good at drawing in school, So what's the point anyway? The point is to shake yourself out of that old version of you. Because then your life will be exciting again. Maybe you're just stuck in the same job. Or maybe you've been running your business for years now and it's just the same thing over and over. Shake it up. You might have seen some of my videos recently. They're outside, beautiful in nature. I used to only record inside. I started shaking it up, trying different things, testing, climbing a mountain. Oh, this will be a nice shoot for fun because I was drawn to it. There's no business calculated decision going on there. I'm not sitting here planning out and cracking this genius idea of that I'm gonna get 1 million views by climbing this. No, it's for fun. It's inspiration. And you have that inspiration too, to do whatever it is that you want to do. Try it, give it a shot, and don't judge yourself. Because that's going to be the biggest problem. If you judge yourself, you say, oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, it's not the way I want it to look. Just let it be the way it is. And then do it again and again and again. And before you know it, you've got a masterpiece. Before you know it, people are admiring you. Before you know it, you have 1 million subscribers or, 10,000 followers on Instagram or whatever. If you're expressing it, you're sharing it, and you keep doing it. Or maybe you make $2 million a year because you were inspired to start this business and you, instead of telling yourself that you can't do it or you're not that kind of person, you're not an entrepreneur, you've been employed for the entirety of your life so far, that's fine. If you go after it, there's a chance. Give yourself the chance. That's what's the point of inspiration. That's the whole point. It's to give you a chance to try something new, to explore, to adventure out of your old patterns, out of your old routines, out of your comfort zone, into something new where you can create something beautiful, a breakthrough for you, a breakthrough in your life, a breakthrough of inspiration.